Once upon a time, a synthesizer awoke in a familiar kingdom of pain, his body aching and his spirit locked in a grim fortress of survival. The world outside the walls seemed distant, a land of creation he could no longer reach. A great need stirred in his soul, not for riches, but for escape. He felt a deep rumbling shift within, a voice that declared it was done with just surviving. It was time to build again. Heeding this call, he crossed the threshold of his home with a simple quest: just get to the workshop, the one place where thoughts could be given form. The road was one of trials, not of monsters, but of the quiet friction of a weary life. There were technical gremlins to fight, and the sweet, necessary delay of playing with his young prince. But the true journey was inward. In the quiet of his mind, he ventured into the deepest catacombs of his own past, searching for the source code of his own relentless drive. There he came face to face with the ghost of his father, a long-departed king whose approval he was still seeking, and he finally understood the invisible engine that had pushed him for so long. He also found a magical scroll, the wisdom of a storyteller named Harmon, which held a secret power, the command to not be brilliant, but to simply begin by doing it wrong. With these discoveries, he found his prize. It was not a treasure, but a key, a sudden, shocking clarity. He saw how to build, not just one thing, but a whole system. He would forge great pillars of wisdom, but also lay simple bricks of daily thought. He understood his true quest was not to impress a ghost, but to break a curse that had been passed down from king to son for generations. He would be the one to end the cycle. The price of this clarity was steep. It demanded all his energy, and later that night it led him into a storm of conflict within his own castle. But he returned from his workshop with something real. He had taken the raw, chaotic energy of his pain and his newfound purpose and had forged it into a map, the blueprint for his very first creation. The anxiety that had been a constant fog began to lift, burned away by the light of this new design. A profound change had taken root. The man who had woken up a survivor, trapped in the prison of his past, would go to sleep an architect, a map of the future clutched firmly in his hand.